let's talk about this packing, loading Jeep type vehicle thing. You arrive there. What's the first, like, what's challenging at first?
Let's just get straight into it.
Yeah.
You know, we just thought like the whole time, let's just if it's like a physical challenge, let's just do that. Let's not strain ourselves. And we get there and it was actually more than just physical. Like you're not stacking stuff. There's an order to everything. Plus, it was, I mean, you saw it was like ridiculous. Like, no way we were gonna do that before everyone else like cooked. We were like, there's a reason why everyone else is over there cooking right now.
Well, first we had to watch him do all the sick wheelies and tricks I did first.
Yeah.
That was get that out of the way first, because that was cool.
Like the inner kid in me, like I love Monster Jam and stuff. I was like,
yeah,
this
that was
truck,
awesome. So that might have kept us glued there a little longer than we should have, but we kind of looked around and realized like, oh, there is nobody else here except for Sean and Michelle.
Yeah.
So maybe that just might mean that we're in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Maybe the wrong challenge.
And it was like raining, it was muddy. We were like, okay, like let's definitely go to cooking. So when we change, we get there and you saw on camera like we gave up really quick, but we pull out like the ingredients list and all that, and it was like in Spanish. So we were like, okay, we're gonna have to like translate all this now. And I don't know, we were just stressed out. We were like, yeah, okay.
We thought it would save us more time, but instead of starting the cooking, that like, hey, like let's not even try to translate this. Let's just go back to what we knew and what we saw. We saw it. We've been there. Like, let's just do it.
There's no logical way to explain this. Like watching it last night, I was just like, oh, back and forth, back and forth. But so then we go back to the Willies again. We were like, okay, this was actually just as crazy as we thought it was the first time. Like, what's wrong with us, dude? Like, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to. I mean, like. And I will say I don't know knots. I know like
fishing knots.
I know all my fishing knots. I know I know all my knots. It was just like trying to apply that all to like plates and random stuff stacking, just tying it to random points of the Jeep. It was a little overwhelming in the moment for sure.
Yeah, so they're like
seemed like it. Well, now question about knots, because I mean, did you have to do something special? Because could you just like tie like a shoelace knot? Like, well, I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, but we were trying that. We were doing like little ones, but like some of the way these like willies they were set, it was hard to even see like you had to like stuff was stacked in like certain orders, and like you went down to like even like you were stacking like sacks
and they gave you like a certain amount of these little like strings or ropes. So that's why we were like, there was like so much to it that I feel like at the moment our brain, like we said, I was like, I really can't even wrap my brain around this. Like, let's just get out of here and go back to cooking. I know how to cook rice. I know how to cook eggs. Like, we'll get over the whole translation part. And like, and we also saw there was a couple other teams, still there before we left. So we're like, let's just like stop being idiots and just buckle down and pick one. And it took like 3 times around. Yeah.
Right. So when you finally get back to cooking, at this point, are you just like, we have got to just power through this and figure it out?
Oh yeah. Because even like the instructions, it says, and present them to what's the Spanish word for grandma?
Abuela.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, who are we looking for? Like, there was a couple things where I was like intimidated, but that's just like shame on me for like having like no concept of things like at all.
Yeah.
Were there other teams at this point that you could ask questions?
Well, it was really left to us. There was maybe like 2 more teams that were like about to leave, and I saw they were getting like checked off and stuff. So like it was really double dutch. And Sean and Michelle are such sweet people, but like I didn't even want to go up and be like, hey guys, I know we're racing for last right now, but can you help me? Like, what are you doing? So
we knew our place.
Yeah, like we kind of knew, like we were like, let's just see if we can do this on our own and make up any time for what was, because maybe I don't know, maybe there was a chance they were doing something wrong. They killed it though. They moved on. So
now we do see you finally like presenting your food to the abuelas. Was that your first check?
I think I don't remember. I think it might have been, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think
maybe second. I don't know, but it was quick. Once we did it, though, long story short, once we did it, like we had it. Like it really wasn't that hard. The placement stuff, like all of it was really easy. Like we should have just known better.
Yeah.
Okay, so it turns out it's not that hard. You guys get through it. You move on. You clearly become like the last team. So when you're getting to the mat, are you aware of how far behind you are?
Yeah.
I think, by the time it was time to get to the mat, I think we knew it was our time.
We knew we were the last ones because then Sean and Michelle, like we were kind of in that neck to neck at the end, picking the beans and stuff. And there was a certain point where they just take off and we just knew like that was it. So we're like, we can just smile and laugh through this and get through it.
Enjoy
fun.
it. Yeah, enjoy whatever we have left of this awesome
There's
journey
no point in
together.
freaking out and crying. And I was like, let's just have like we've done it this far, just having I think we've gone through this far in life, just having fun and not letting certain things get to us. Obviously, we were stressed out of our minds. No normal human being wouldn't. Like it wasn't not saying it wasn't tough, but if we've just been trying to take everything on in life with just this kind of attitude that, we're here having a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. It seemed like you guys were enjoying the adventure of it all. Was that true?
Yeah, it
I
was
could-
an adventure of a lifetime,
I
honestly.
think that's what really kept us so positive. Like every moment where we are stressed out, I'm like, okay, we're probably going home. We're probably going home. But I'm like, we're here and like let's just live up every second of it. Like this, we'll probably never get a chance like this again. Like there's no point of ruining what could have been a good time by stressing about stuff that's kind of, I guess it was in our control, but after we kind of wrote our fate with the detours a couple of times, I was like, we just have to have fun.
Yeah, kind of the way we're hardwired too. It's hard not to just look around and just enjoy it.
Just like
enjoy
smell the
what we have-
roses,
Yeah,
right?
just enjoy what we have in front of us. So
Have you guys looked up Elizabeth Taylor yet?
Oh, that's what they
Yeah.
say. I have gotten so many messages and DMs, and
people are pretty upset about
they
that.
were like, "You bet." Yeah, so I definitely did my research. My grandma was like, "You really?" I think she had a poster from I don't even know.
Cleopatra.
Yeah, some
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
yeah. So we did our research, and like I was saying, also I got like a lot of Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High or whatever. So
Uh-huh.
and people are like, oh, they don't know who they are, but I've actually seen that movie. I thought that one was funny.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in this legs, you had to start in that like last group. So you're already kind of behind. But was there really anything you could have done differently throughout this race?
Yeah, I think
I
we
think
could've-
if you gave me enough time, I could probably write a pretty big list of things that we could have done differently.
But number one, the detour.
Yeah,
I think if we just switched from the Willies just to cooking and stayed at cooking, I think that would have been fine. I think the Willies would have been a lot. So I think I think it was okay to switch the first time. I just don't think we should have switched again after that because we ended up doing it. We ended up just cooking anyway.
yeah, no, it was tough. It was like obviously I was laughing the whole time, but it was like tough to see. We were like back and forth. I was like, wow, like we really did that. But I'm just proud of us for just. I just think we had such a good time to be able to just take a step back and just enjoy life every single day for what it is. Like that's all. I mean, that's all you really can do in certain situations.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's hard to prepare for this type of experience. Was there anything that sort of stood out that surprised you about running the race?
Yeah, like I mean, even for some of the destinations, like you don't realize like how far out everything really is. Like I don't. There's no like no one's there to help you. Like you're really out there just running around in a country you've never been to, really trying to find Phil. Like there's nothing else behind the scenes that you don't see. Like you really are just thrown out there.
Yeah, navigation was the hardest part for us. We were expecting it to be difficult, but once you're thrown out there, we were just it was hard to.
Yeah, like in Mexico, I didn't know that there's no like street sign. It's all like on the side of buildings and like it's just stuff like that. Like I had no idea going into.
How did this experience like come to you? Did you apply? Have you been watching for a while? How'd you get this opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, we have been watching for, a couple of years. Like, since we were kids, like we've seen a lot of episodes. We've seen some of the OG ones, and then I kind of picked back up around 31, 32, and we started watching the COVID seasons again. We got super back into it. So when we did have the opportunity, we saw, well, it was originally 35, whatever, when it was casting, we were like, what a crazy opportunity. Like, I was like, and we never thought we were gonna be like the biggest, baddest, racers out there. But I was like, if we can just go and just prove to ourselves that we're capable of at least, putting ourselves out there and just having a good time while we're doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
like I literally can't even like every day I'm like laying in bed. I'm like, I just can't believe this happened. It's real. Like it's been so awesome. And I'm just so grateful for every
Yeah,
second.
sum it up, like to be able to do this together. Like, I mean, you guys are twins, so maybe you do a lot of things together, but like having this time together and this like once in a lifetime adventure, what was that like?
It was just like just being able to I don't know, we did everything together from our interviews to even making decisions. Like we're two people like on our normal day to day that live in two different houses with two different lives. And we kind of merged and almost just became like a unit for
Yeah,
this whole race. And I think it just like that alone brought us.
I said, yeah, like growing up, like I felt like, not that we were like actually like pitted against each other, but we always compared like each other a lot too. So, and I think like we had like identity issues where like I was so sick of being a twin. I was so sick of like no one knowing my name. I was just want, you know what I'm saying? But we grew and like I really like got to learn like that's such a unique, cool thing. And like not everybody has, a built-in best friend like this. I mean, a lot of people do, but it was just like such a cool experience and like look back and be like, I just did this with my best buddy in the whole world. It was such a cool experience.
Yeah, I think it kind of decided our future as well. Like, I think we want to keep doing stuff together, no matter what that is or
And
where
we're gonna
it
start
is,
thinking
but-
out more stuff like detours.
Yeah, we're going with a good business plan.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so. That sounds fun. Now, you guys had to wait a little bit longer because your episode did get postponed or pushed. What was the waiting like?
It was, yeah. I mean, just patience. Like it was one of those things like we knew it was coming. Like just to be able to just sit back and kind of just coast through life again. Like I almost like, yeah, I was starting to like think I'm like, I'm gonna forget everything that happens. It's like watching it for the first time on camera.
Yeah, I mean,
Just patience.
yeah, we went through all the emotions. We were scared. We never see it, and it'd just be like so just being able to see it and it's actually happening, and we're just just happy and
Yeah.
appreciative.
This episode was looming over our heads we had enough time to think about it.
Yeah. Is it weird to watch yourself on television?
Yeah, it is.
It's such a trip. Like I said, we were watching Survivor before, and then like I see like our ad pop up, and it's my voice and stuff, and I'm like either way, even though tonight's gonna suck, like this is still so cool.
No, it was
so awesome.
we laughed the whole time watching ourselves. We had a good time
Yeah.
watching too.
Well, we had a good time watching you guys. You guys were fun. I thought your edit was great from the get-go. Like we knew we were in for a good time with you guys. Sorry you're out so early, but enjoyed watching you. And thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, thank
Well,
you so
thank
much. It was
you.
a pleasure talking to you.